to like let the economy and businesses adjust. They should be paying a living wage to those people. So we need to stop tipping so that that'll adjust itself. So I'm doing my part. Yeah,
I'm proud of you.
You're
Sometimes
kind
you
of
need to
hero.
stand by your principles.
I'm kidding, but I saw a Reddit video the other day where this people didn't tip, and this driver pulls up and she's like, "No tip," and they're like, "Well, it's no fucking tip, really?" And like slings their food across their fucking yard. It's like, God damn.
I mean, this is America. You should leave a tip always.
Why?
Because it's our culture. Like, you got to help them out.
That is not our culture at all. Our culture. Look, I grew up tipping people and seeing people get tipped. My father was always a very generous tipper. Still is. I guess.
Start talking about your dad as past tense.
Like, oh my God, did something tragic happen in the last week?
But like when
he stopped tipping.
He's done. He's done. But like if they provide adequate service, that is not a tip. You don't get a tip for like one. It's like Steve Buscemi said it best in that fucking like in what Reservoir Dogs. If you go above and beyond, you get a tip. A tip is a bonus. It is a cherry on top. If it otherwise, include it in the goddamn price.
Leave a dollar on the table.
Look, I'll give you my fucking dollar because you're paying for my food, but you're not gonna change my mind about this shit. Tiniest fucking violin and all that shit. I agree with
prompt service. Then you tip them.
Something I will.
Well, now we've moved to a restaurant rather than a DoorDash employee who drove to like fucking Zaxby's or something.
Let me come to the table here and meet you halfway, because I'm 100% in favor of tipping for delivery people, waiters, waitresses, that shit. The whole like if I go to pick up chicken wings and like I drive to the store to pick it up, I will not tip then. I drove there, I'm picking up a thing, there's the tip line on it. But it's like, I'm going to tip $5 for...
What am I tipping you?
What am I tipping?
Operator?
You just
what?
So it's that in that.
That's very common
they're
here.
Getting greedy.
That's very foreign to me.
So here's what they do. You'll go into like a kebab place. Starbucks is a good example. I don't go there because I make good coffee. But like I go to this pita place, and like it's one of those places where they like shave that big hunk of meat and everything. Ooh. Anyway, they just hand you your food, and then they like flip an iPad around. And it's like, you want to tip 20%, 30%, or 45%. And I'm like, I'm not tipping you any fucking thing, dude. Like, What did you just do? You didn't even make the goddamn food. He's the one that like carved it off the thing. That dude put it in the box. And this is the guy who told me it was ready. You didn't do shit. Like, fuck you. You're getting nothing.
I've always heard, like, have you ever, like, on Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares or something, a lot of those restaurants just put it into the restaurant or something. Like, it doesn't go to one guy. Is that a thing?
That's illegal.
That happens, but it's considered like stealing in bad form.
It's against the law. Yeah. What you can't take waitresses' tips, and that usually becomes a fiasco when they do that shit.
Yeah,
and
I think they got in trouble for
it. May vary from state to state, but the thing about waitresses is they don't get paid real minimum wage for some reason. Usually, they're getting like $2 an hour or like $3 an hour or maybe even less. And because they're expected to make so much on tips. And if I go to a diner, I'm thinking of a diner specifically where like she's coming back and forth with coffee because, man, you're getting tipped well. Like you could easily get a $15, $20 tip on scrambled eggs and bacon or something. If you've just been kind and like, I'm probably there because I'm up too goddamn early.
Keeping your coffee
you're nice
full.
To me. Yeah, you keep the coffee coming. Like you could easily get a $15 or $20 tip. But I'm not going to tip that goddamn pizza guy who's not even a real pizza guy. All right? Like back in the day, there was a guy who his job was...
Are you saying he's not Italian enough?
Are you being racist? Whoa, what were you talking about here?
Baloney's not Italian enough?
He's calling us pizza people. That's our word.
I think tipping here feels like I think how it should be, like when I give someone like a good tip, like I don't know what the equivalent would be. Like, so I always tip the girl that does my nails and the girl that does my eyelashes. And that's like that's met with like, whoa, are you sure you don't have to? like for not that much. Like if it costs like $50, I'll do like take $3.20s. Like it's wild.
Nice. So like, I would totally be that fucking goober ass American who went to Europe and like was tipping because I would Like I'm so trained at restaurants that is what you do to a server. Like honestly, if a server is absolute dog shit, I'm like, you bitch, fucking 15%. So like
Really?
it has to be. I've not tipped, I think, twice in my life, and
You're
one of
wild,
the
man.
times was because they literally did not bring me the food I ordered. They didn't like tell me stuff wasn't available. They like took my order and then came back 20 minutes later and said, we don't actually have that. Like
you've got to adjust that. You've got to adjust that because that's way too much. Look,
if they're decent, at least minimum 20%. If they're decent.
I read something the other day. Someone was pointing out that because every time we see a spider, we fucking stomp it out. We're making spiders become sneakier. So we're forcing spiders to become sneakier and more reclusive